we're on a timeline, but like there's no end date or like due date to the things we're trying to get done. So for me,
That's
I
deep.
graduated in 2014. I took a year off to work, my first job outside of high school, worked at a warehouse kind of thing. I decided to go, to Eastfield to start my college journey in 2015. And it took me, I'd say like, I don't know, 3 years. Cause I went, but my heart wasn't fully in it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like I would go a semester and then take a break and then go a semester and then take a break. And then there was a point in time where like I guess my priorities weren't in check for my own sake. And I started not going to class or skipping class. I stopped showing up, I guess, if that makes sense. I stopped showing up and my heart wasn't in it, you know what I mean? And there had to be a point in time where I decided, I gotta get this done, because a 2 year degree, an associate's degree that should be 2 years if you go, the full 2 years took me like, 3 or 3.5 years.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, it's still on the timeline. It
Right.
you could do a bachelor's degree and take 8 years, but you'll still have that bachelor's degree by the time you're 30, bro. You can get a doctor's by the time you're 35, and when you're 35, you have a doctorate degree. So like,
Right.
don't ever blame yourself, man. Like, yeah, I have my downs. I've had my downs. You've had yours. So like, when you're going through it, bro, don't. Everyone goes through a rough time. So like, what you went through, that's a learning experience. You
Right.
know, you now you don't want to waste time. Now you're doing school professionally. Like, yeah, I want to do this, for forever. Like I want to help it, help my craft. So like, don't ever take that as this is gonna be forever. Because look at you now, dude. Like I said, I'm proud of you. You're doing a lot. Like you're working, you're going to school, and that happened before, and now you're grinding, you're doing whatever you can now. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. It
Right.
matters getting it done. So that's one thing I implore you for, because you're doing it. You're getting it done actively. It might take you 2 years, 1 year, three, 4, even 20 years. I hope not, but like,
Yeah.
like you're doing good, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And like, I guess another thing that can go along with that is, I hate to say it, but sometimes I beat myself up, and compare myself to other people around me or people that I went to high school with. I'm like, dang, I have, my associates now, but these people around me, already got their bachelors, and currently, I know some people that are working on their masters that I went to high school with. And like I'm like, man, I should have been on the right track, years before. But I feel like, like I said, we're on a timeline, but I feel like uh, we're all kind of end at the same place, whether it be in life, in school, we all, I guess for us here, we'd all end up with the degree, no matter how long it took, 4 years, 10 years, 15, who knows,
Yeah, but like,
hopefully it's not that long, but
yeah, but for you, bro, going back to that, like I said, don't. I know that's an issue you go through. I
right,
had that issue too. But you have to think about it, bro. Like this guy right here, he might have a Mercedes Benz. You might have like a Toyota Corolla from like 2003. You
right,
know, you don't want to. They might have different issues. They might, yeah, he might be a millionaire. He might be he might be good with money, but at the end of the day, he could have his own family issues. He might not have a dad. He might not have this and that. So like, yeah, other people might have better material than you, but
right.
you don't know what's behind that door.
Exactly.
So like, don't ever compare yourself to other people, because it'll bring you down for no reason.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna like, dang, dude, he has his bachelor's degree, yes, but at the same time, he doesn't have a family. He's grinding for it. He's doing his own, and we don't know what's behind that door. So you have your own life, bro, and like I said, keep it slow, keep it steady. Don't focus on what other people have, because other people might have more of material, but you might have more love. You might have more family.
Right.
You might have, so like, don't forget about that, bro, because you do sometimes. You got people that love you, man. So like, don't focus on other people. Yeah, you're 24, but look, there's probably people in your class who are 34, and I'm talking to you guys. So there's probably people in your class that are 34, but they're getting it done. and they're not
All right.
comparing their. So imagine like right now, bro, like someone who's 34, who's someone who's 26. Are you still gonna be 26 comparing yourself to someone who's 35? Because when you do, that person who's 35, they already have their house, they already have their family set up. So that's you can't compare those two because they've lived that life.
All right.
So just relax, take it in, chill out, you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what I love about my brother Charles, man. He's always like, "Man, relax, bro. It'll be all right. You know, we
Yeah.
gonna be on top. Like it's kind of you can look at it like a race. You know what I mean? You know, others might be behind, others might be ahead, but we all going to the finish line.
So the only race I'm in, bro, is against myself.
All
That's
right,
that's all it's at. You gotta be in a race against yourself, bro. Because like the picture you gotta wake up every day, bro. Like, dang, I have that house. I don't have it right now, but I have that house. But in 10 years, that's me. My house is already out there. I just gotta work to get that house. You know what I mean? That's what I look at everything in life. Like, I already have my doctor's degree, but just not in this time. I already
right.
have it. I already have it obtained because I'm working for it. So like that's how I look at life, bro. You know, I already have that car I want. It's already made for me, but I don't have it yet. You know what I mean? That's how I look at everything, man. So that I'm peaceful within myself. I'm peaceful within my people around me. I'm not gonna compare to my friends who have more than me because like they have their own issues.
All
And
right.
like for me, like it helps boost my confidence in myself because I'm the man. I'm grinding. I'm out here hustling. Like I'm making my money so I can go to school, and that's something we should all focus on is ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. And going along with what you said, I guess you can say, everybody is dealt like a different hand in life. Let's say for me, I worked at a high school. I worked through Eastfield. I'm working currently through, going to UTA. Others might have gotten a scholarship and didn't have to work, or everybody's situation is different, and everybody's hand that they've been dealt is different. So, that's something I try to keep in mind. Sometimes I might forget about that, but that's something I try to keep in mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And
like for me, like look, I'll bring you guys into what happened to me. So I lost my dad at 17. It was 2 days before my 17th birthday. So I was doing good in school. I wasn't doing the best, but I was all right. And I didn't really pay attention in school that much, but I was getting by. But when he passed away, that brought me to a whole that was down here. Like I was at a mental state. I didn't care about life. I didn't care about my friends, my family, because I lost my best friend. That was my dad, and that's a very deep topic to me. So and after I lost him, I went 3, 4 years, growing up. Nah, 2 years. I'm 22. I'm bugging. But I went that time, like those 2 years, those 3 years. I lost myself. He passed away, and then I moved back to Las Vegas, and then that's when I started, upping my emotions again. I was doing good in school. I was in football. And it took time. So that's something I went through as a struggle. It was difficult. And now I'm older, and I've come to the realization that life is precious, life is meaningful, and you want to help other people the best you can because I'm not going to be here forever, but I also want to impact the world as if I'm here forever.
yeah, I get you, man. That's real deep. And, my condolences for, you losing your father at that age. I couldn't imagine what you went through. But, I have to say, I kind of met you, I guess, a couple years later. And, I'm proud of where you are now. So I wanted to kind of ask, going through what you've been through and, in your past, what motivated or motivates you to create the Charles that you are now, to create the individual that you are now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So like, it's a deep topic. I'll let you guys in on it. I grew up in a bad neighborhood, like on top of my dad dying, that made stuff worse. My mindset was like at the bottom. It was the bottom of the barrel. And the water I needed to fill that barrel up was my self confidence, my ability to get out of my surroundings. So when he passed away, there's a lot of bad people in my life. People who didn't care about me, people who, they oh man, I get what you're going through. Have a beer with me, or let's do some stuff we shouldn't. And I I went into that stuff. I went into alcohol. I went into to smoking. I did that stuff, and it didn't lead me anywhere. Like my barrel was still empty, and when I'm speaking of my barrel, my heart was super cold. Like I didn't have that love I have now, and I didn't care about myself. I was uneducated. I didn't want to move on with my life. I was just stuck at that moment where my dad was gone. So like for me, leveling up to where I'm at now, I had to fill that barrel up. So like what I did was, I at 17, I lost my dad. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go to school. So I dropped out of school. I didn't get my GED until I was 20. And it took me 2 years. I'd work at these fast food jobs. I'd work at construction, and I was getting good money, here and there, being the age I was. But I was pushing it on things I didn't need. I had alcohol. That was cool. That was my thing. I went to that. There was recreational stuff that I went to too. So there's a lot of distractions that you can get into when you're at a low level. Because when you're down on the ground, a lot of people are going to offer you stuff that'll boost your serotonin, like that'll make you happy, but it's only going to be temporary. So like for me, it was alcohol, and it was all that stuff that I was talking about. So I couldn't have that in my life anymore. So I took the decision to go get my GED. Those 2 years, they were rough because I had the money, and I was doing okay by myself, but I didn't have a goal. I didn't have an ambition. My language, how I spoke, wasn't as good as it is now. So um, I improved myself because everyone wants to improve, because I was in a position to where I couldn't advance. I was stuck. I had money coming in, but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't investing. It was just gone. So I went, first thing was my family, they had like an intervention, everyone, all my loved ones, they're like, come on, we love you, we don't want you to see you go through this permanently. So they all supported me, and that's the key, man. You need support in your life. So like for me, I used my family, and they filled my barrel up every year, every day, every month. It kept going up and up and up, and my confidence, I got that built into me now. So I can't empty out my barrel for anyone. I can't empty out my love, my energy for anyone. It has to be for myself. And when I do that, it's only for people that I want to have around me. Like you motivate me. That's energy that you give me. That's energy I give you, and that's energy that I'm willing to dissipate. So it helps motivate me to stay on time, to keep my goals up. um, and it's key to life, like energy wise, happiness, sadness. It's good to be sad sometimes. It's good to mourn. It's good to be, feeling great. Go outside, have a coffee with your loved one. Go outside, chop it up with your friends. That's something that we need, because without motivation, you're alone. You're stuck within your thoughts. So I was at that time where I was like, I can't have that for my life anymore. So I got my GED. I went to school, working on all that. Now I'm over here trying to get a degree in prosthetics. AI engineering. So because I want to have I want do. So my ambition is like super big. I want to be able to program the human body to be connected to cybernetics. That way people can do what we do. And I didn't have that, coming from the neighborhood I grew up. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to, do my 9 to 5 at the warehouse, come home, drink a beer. And now my mindset's like, nah, I can't let that happen to me, because there's other people around me that need my help. I'm not gonna walk next to someone who can't do what I do without helping them, because everyone deserves to be helped. Everyone helped me, so now it's my job to give that back. So that's something that helped me motivate myself to be the person I am, and I'm thankful for myself. I'm thankful for the friends I got, because you mean a lot to me, bro. My mom means a lot to me. My fiance, shout out Yvette. But I'm thankful for a lot of stuff. And that's what keeps me pushing. That's what keeps me goal oriented. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to be back to where I was. You know, I could still be, on the streets, drinking beers, going to parties, but now I'm over here, doing what I need to do. I need to go to work. I need to make bread. I need to make, have money so I can take you guys out, like I spoke about. So it all ties into, what I've gone through in life. And that's the motivation I have, is at the end of the day, I have a barrel, my heart. And I have to keep it healthy. I have to keep it. I mean, I'm a big guy, but like, I need to keep my love for everyone up, Cause like a stranger, even I don't know them, I'm gonna still love that individual because they're human beings, and everyone needs a friend. So that's how I keep myself up. I help myself by helping others.